Hey YouTube, Redox97 coming at you with another September 1st deck profile. This one's on Scraps. A top 16 with Scraps two formats ago at Lafayette Regional. The build has definitely changed a lot with the introduction of Redox to the deck, and Redox made this deck a kabillion times better. I still play it similar to the playstyle of the deck I top with, just because that's how I play Scraps, and I think it's a pretty good way to play Scraps. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a deck profile, and then you guys can leave comments and thumbs up and stuff. So yeah, on with the deck profile. 3 Scrap Chimera. This is obviously the one of the better Scrap monsters. It is the best Scrap monster because it's the way you make Scrap Dragon easiest, fastest, and he's like a never-ending stream by himself, and he's just the card you want to get to your hand really fast. The other one you want in your hand even faster is Beast. Beast is definitely not as good by itself as Chimera. Well, actually, Chimera is pretty bad by itself too. Beast and Chimera combo with each other to make Scrap Dragon, as most of you watching this video know. Pretty much you want to get Beast to your hand as fast as possible, because you can then Scrap Storm it off or just get it engraved as fast as possible, Redox pitch or anything, so you can set up your Chimera plays and get the deck going. Level 4 tuner, it's also a 16 beat stick, so it has decent stats. And then 2 Scrap Goblin. I used to play one of this. I played 2 because, well, first of all, it's an Earth for Redox, and with Redox you can banish Earths, and then if you made a Scrap Archfiend with this in Chimera, then you can make Drago Sack and stuff like that. But also it's a nice stall and recycles more, prevents OTKs, and it's just another tuner you can search with Scrapyard, which I also up the count of that. Then I play 1 Golem. This is one of my favorite Scrap monsters just because it's never like it used to be dead. If you, like back then, if you drew this, it was stuck in your hand until you tributed it, which means you had to play 2 to 3 Golem. I play 2 Golem because I feel like it. If you were playing this, you had to play 2 to 3 Golem. But now Redox can simply just pitch this card from your hand and then special summon the pitched Golem, and then you can start using its effect and winning. But Golem is pretty much the best thing to bring back with Scrap Dragon, or at least I think it's the best thing to bring back with Scrap Dragon if Scrap Dragon dies. And it's the biggest, and it's really good to, if you don't have the Chimera Beast Scrap Dragon loop, you can do the Goblin Golem one, and Golem's probably my favorite Scrap. And then 1 Thunder King. I'm playing this because I don't have a second Golem. I want to play a second Golem, I think. It's really, really good in this version of Scraps. And Thunder King's good too, but he's more of an anti-meta thing, and I'd rather just be playing a second Golem. Tell me what you guys think of that, because, yeah, I think it's good, but you guys maybe have different opinions, and I'd like to hear them. Next, I play 3 Redox. Some people may think 3 is a little cloggy. I always want this card in my hand, though, and Redox becomes a pitch for Redox, so I don't think it's cloggy. There are going to be some hands where I draw this as my only monster, but that happens if I play 2, because after testing this deck, that's what happens, is this deck doesn't play as many monsters as maybe some Scrap decks. It plays 17. Haven't seen the regular builds. But Redox is super good because it makes Scrap Dragon almost invincible because it's not dying, and when it does, it brings something back by itself, and then it's coming back because of Redox. Redox also has 3,000 defense, and yeah, he's good. Hand Traps, 2 Max C. It's Earth and my favorite hand trap. And then 2 Veiler. Veiler's just good to put the meta down and stuff like that. And on to spells, that's the monster lineup. I believe it's 17. So yeah. My favorite spell in the game, not just the deck, in the game, my favorite spell is Scrap Storm. I think this is like the best spell ever created, because pretty much if you have this and Beast, your chances of winning went from like 50-50 in a good matchup to like 90-10. Because it gets your Scrap Dragons rolling. It's a +1. Like, there's not, Bottomless isn't much of a threat now, but if they like targeted anything like Bottomless, Deep Prison, Mirror Force, Compulsed, you chain like Scrap Storm to anything. And you want this card really fast. Granted, it can be dead, but this is my favorite spell card, and I think it's the best one. I also heard of a build last format running around with only playing 1 Scrap Storm and like 30 monsters. I don't know if that build's really good or not. I'm not going to bash it because I haven't really played it. But I'm not gonna be the biggest advocate of that, just because I like 3 Scrapstorm, and I think Scrapstorm is just a great card. And then something that's rather new is I play 3 Scrapyard. Some people play 2, 3. I will admit I thought was cloggy at first, but now you want to have monsters for Redox, and you want to have beasts in your hand as fast as possible, just because even though the format slowed down, Scraps are still a really slow deck compared to some things. But once Scraps get going, they pretty much have control of the game. So I want to get Beast as fast as possible, and if Scrapyard is dead, you just pop it with Scrap Dragon. 2 Duality, it's really good, just Duality. Consistency. And 3 Lance. This may seem like a little overkill, but not really, because pretty much like 90% of my losses are because my Scrap Dragon got hit by Bottomless or Compulse or something like that. Granted, those went to 1 this format, and this was for last format where there were 2 Bottomless, 3 Compulse, and Scrap Dragon kept getting hit. But you want to play this so your Scrap Dragon doesn't die. I may cut it down to 2 because I'd set this up for last format, but now that there's less traps that hurt Scrap Dragon, I might put 1 down. It's really good in the deck anyways. 1 Scapegoat. This may seem kind of random. Scapegoat went to 3, so you guys might be like, you might say something like, you're only playing Scapegoat because it went to 3, but like last format it wasn't bad in this deck, it's just there was no reason to play it because there were other good staples. But this is like OTK deterrent, and like if you have 1 Scrap Dragon on the field, your opponent goes, they can't do anything, you end phase Scapegoat, you have a lot of free pops. Or this and Beast equals Scrap Dragon. It's really good, but mostly it's in here because I didn't know what else to play. So if you guys have anything else to take this out for, or if you think this is good, let me know. I think it's good. 2 MST. I hate back row. Back row's bad. Skill drain's bad. It's all bad. Dark Hole. Only staple you can play, and it seems to have gotten a lot better since it is the only staple you can play. Traps. 3 Fiendish Chain. This is my favorite trap card in this deck because, well, for one, this format is like pretty much the best trap card because it's at 3 and really good. But also, you can negate their effects and then pop them with Scrap Dragon. So, yeah. 2 Call. Reborn's banned, but Call isn't. It calls at 3, in fact. So, you play 2 because it makes Scrap Dragon more instant revival. And if like you bring something back with Call to like Exceed or Synchro, then Call is just dead on the field, so Scrap Dragon can come and pop it. So, free pluses. Compulse. These are the 1-of traps. Compulse, Bottomless, Warning. These are all 1-of traps, and they're really good, so you play them, because they just stop your opponent. And I don't have the full extra deck, so I'm just going to show the most important card. Or just like glide through it. 3 Scrap Dragon. I want to say I play 2. I want to play 3, but this one's so nasty. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. This is all I have, so there's no real point for me to show the extra deck, so I just kind of ran through it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Leave a comment, subscribe. Tell me any opinions you have. This was Yu-Gi-Oh! Redox 97. Bye, YouTube.